Welcome back to another episode of EDC with me. This is just a quick update on some of my bushcraft slash camp slash survival knives. Trying to find this balance of a woods carry kind of do-all knife. And I've had a few things going on that have kind of set one knife apart from the others. So I'm just going to kind of go through what we're dealing with here. So just to name off the knives, I've got the Brother F006, which is here in a Scandinavian grind, pretty heavy, just over 3.5 inches. I've got the Steel Will Druid 265, which is right around 4 inches. And so this is a 440 steel, and then this guy here on the Druid is a 9CR 13. And then I've got the Gerber strong arm, made in the USA, in I think it's a 420, if I remember right. So these knives have a few things going for them. I think I'll start with the knives and then I'll end with the sheaths. This Druid fits my hand perfectly. It's really lightweight. It's got a saber grind. It's just a great all-around comfortable, I would say, camp style knife. Now the issue I've had with it is the spine. So it feels like a 90-degree spine. Matter of fact, it feels pretty sharp at certain points. But I haven't been able to throw sparks nearly as well as I have been able to with the strong arm. And I'm having the same issue with the Brother knife. It feels like a 90-degree spine, but it just does not throw as well. And this one's got like a stonewash finish. So I almost wish I would have picked up the satin version to see if it's any better. I'm certain it is better. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to file a space on both of these in hopes to get a better edge for my ferro rods. Now, again, on the strong arm, this thing throws sparks no problem. Even with this coating, it's no problem. I don't need to make any kind of modification on here. And for me, if I'm looking for an all-around camp, bushcraft, survival type knife, I think the strong arm outperforms these two. This, again, I think this is a great maybe hiking, camp, food prep. It does a really good job with wood. This guy here, this guy's pretty heavy for the size. I had to add some grip, kind of a grip tape, dragon grips I think they're called. It's great, check them out. The Scandinavian grind on here, this knife is by far the sharpest of the three, just out of the box, and this thing handles wood better than all the knives. So this is more of a bushcrafty kind of feel. I think I'm saying that right. This would be more of a bushcraft knife. This would be a general camp task knife. And then I think this is going to be more of a utility all-around knife. And I think what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to start carrying this guy more than the other two. And part of that comes down to the sheath. So on the Brother, you've got screw holes just on one side of this Kydex or Kydex-like material. I think this is Kydex. So you're pretty limited as to how you're going to attach clips to it. So it's a big fail in my opinion. I was able to string up some paracord here, allowing me to carry a ferro rod with it. Like I mentioned though, it does not currently throw sparks very well. So this guy's kind of out for me. That said, I absolutely love the leather dangle sheath on the steel will. Not a great setup for a ferro rod. Got a hairband there. I'm able to make it work, but again, I'm struggling with throwing spark with that edge. So as much as I do love this sheath, and I do love how it carries, it does carry the best out of the knives, really. So that kind of puts that guy out. Now, this knife has been interesting because it had the most complex sheath to begin with. I ended up not using any of the attachments really how they're meant to be used. I had to do some pretty heavy modifications to be happy with this. So I've got paracord on here. The paracord doesn't really do anything other than just give me paracord, so some extra survival type situation. If you see a big braid on the side here, that's attached to a ferro rod. This is where the paracord does come into play. I'm able to slip this ferro rod in at the top there to the sheath, so I give myself fire on demand. I had to use the Scout style carry belt buckle or belt loops that it came with, and I had to add my own molly straps, so now I carry it through the top here. With all of those modifications, the sheath is now doable. Pretty heavy overall compared to the other two, so that is a slight factor. But yeah, with the modifications, with the 90-degree spine, now that I have fire attached to it in the form of a ferro rod, I'm very happy with this setup. I'm going to keep carrying it, I'll keep using it, I'll see how it stacks up against the other two. There's a couple other bushcraft style knives that I'm interested in as well. I don't want to go crazy, but they may come into play as well. But this guy, this is great. I also got a chance to use LF2. It's another Gerber. It's like a step up of this. It's like I think they used it for military pilots. It's pretty comparable to this one. Handle's a bit thicker. Blade thickness stock is the same, but it's wider, so it's really beefy. It's interesting. I may want to check that out more as well. But yeah, here's my update between my bushcrafty, woodworking, camp knives. Overall, happy with all of them for different reasons. But overall, I think the Gerber strong arm is pulling ahead with that 90-degree spine. All right. Thanks, guys.